We're back, we're here, we're ready to do another TBR. So hello and welcome back to Upside Down Books. My name is Kirsty and today we're doing my TBR for March and I'm so excited.
Non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno.
I love doing these videos far too much. I get far too excited about this. I had an enormous amount of fun in February filming my TBR and sorting out a new TBR with my new rules. So if you haven't been around here, then in the last few videos when I've talked about this, I have another jar and I've altered a couple of them. So I have a slightly smaller pool of books to pull from, and I'm also making sure I'm addressing my annual reading challenges throughout the year with my TBRs. So excited, I can't bear to do any more of an introduction than that. I just want to start picking, and I think we should start with the sequels jar. There are so many sequels that I'm so excited to read. I just have to work out which one is the sequels jar. Alright, this is the sequels jar. It's full. There's many of them. We know I've just done a massive sequels haul. There's so much potential in here. What would I feel like reading? I honestly wouldn't mind like a Game of Thrones, but that's a weirdly ambitious sentence. So let's just see. Let's go with this one. What is it gonna be? Does that... I'm so excited about that. I think I just short-circuited. This is a Colleen Houck book, guys. My favorite author. And it seems stupid that I wait to pick these books out to read them, but oh my god, this is a novella, so this is like a... Oh, let me get the book, hang on. So exciting. So as with all things, I'm terrible with continuing series, even for my favourite author, and I've not actually finished either of her main two series, but Reignited is a prequel that I'm so excited to have a physical copy of. Can we just appreciate that I managed to get my hands on a physical copy, because usually you can only get these as ebooks, at least if you're not within the same country as the author. Anyway, this is going, I think, back... Okay, let me just start from the beginning. This is a series about Egyptian mythology retold, and so her first series was Indian mythology, and it was so cool and I love it, and her second one was Egyptian mythology, and equally cool. Such a complicated love triangle or love square, I didn't even know what to say. Like, there's so many cool things happening in it, and I've still got one book to go, but this is going back to look at the two brothers in this series, and their backstory, and holy guacamole. Can't wait to read that. Oh, I'm so excited. I actually thought that might have been the third and final book, which would also have been very exciting, but even more exciting is to read this, because I think I'm actually reading it in publication order. I think this came out after book 2. Oh my goodness. Happy days. Let's do this one. I think this is my diversity jar. This is my diversity jar. Alright. Give her a good zhuzh up. What do you reckon's gonna come out of here? Not that one. Alright, I've got one. I've got one. I've got one. Dun, dun, dun. What is it? It's upside down. What is this? Mr. I can't read things backwards. Oh, maybe you should talk to someone. Again, something I'm very excited to read. Non-fiction diversity. How exciting. What is non-fiction diversity, you may ask? I have really broad parameters on what fits into my diversity jar, and it is mostly just anything that's going to expand my understanding of my own experience of the world, and so that includes things like this book, which is all about psychology. So this is Maybe You Should Talk to Somebody, and it is written by Lori Gottlieb, I don't know how to pronounce that, and it's about her talking to her own psychologist, I think, about all things about the brain and issues and everything. Anyway, I saw this one talked about on Instagram and I was so taken by the concept of it that I really wanted to read it myself. So the introduction for this is from New York Times bestselling author, psychotherapist and national advice columnist, a hilarious, thought-provoking and surprising new book that takes us behind the scenes of a therapist's world where her patients are looking for answers, and so is she. I'm just really, really excited to read this, and I hope that the diversity box that this will be ticking will be mental health and understanding how we think, and just reading something a little bit different to our usual things. I'm really excited to read this. I have been thinking about this a lot and wondering when will the day come round that I get to read this. So this is going to be an interesting mix-up of genres so far for March, but I'm looking forward to it. This is the ARC Veteran Jar. So this is all the ARCs I've had that have been on my shelf for more than 1 year. This is always the riskiest jar because there's lots of stuff in here I'm not super looking forward to necessarily with the unsolicited copies, but we will keep our chin up. Alright, this is the one. I've got one. No, I don't. I've got 2. I've got 3. Alright, are you ready? Are you ready for this? Because I'm not ready for this. Alright, what have we got? Is it upside down? The Guernseyan Literary Potato Peel Pie Society. A good outcome. That's a good outcome, guys. I got sent this back when the movie came out. I got sent the movie tie-in edition for review, which I was really flattered by and also baffled that people do that. Anyway, signs up with a copy of the book. I really liked the film, so this should really, whoops. So this should actually like really tickle my fancy for a bit of historical fiction at the moment, because I think it's set during World War I or World War II. Let me find the book. Oh god, where is it? Oh god, I don't remember what it looks like. I have no idea where this book is. Okay, I can't for the life of me find the damn book. So this is the book, and it is historical fiction. It's set during the war, and I believe it's about a literary like book club sort of society, so it should be very gentle historical fiction that I'm really excited to finally be getting around to. I just really hope I can find my copy of the book. I genuinely have no idea where it is. Anyway, the next book we're going to pick from is my presents jar. I'm so excited. I still feel like this looks really empty. Perhaps that's just in comparison to everything else. Nonetheless, this is all of Christmas and my birthday for 2021. So let's see what treasure I will be picking out of here. We've had a good run so far, and there isn't really any bad books in here, so should be good. Okay. What have we got? Malice, is that what I think it is? Ah, I picked this out last year and I didn't get around to it. This feels like I can redeem myself. I'm so excited to read this one. Yes, great pick. Okay, Malice is right here. So it's this one. I think it is a queer sapphic retelling of like Sleeping Beauty, the like Maleficent. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I was devastated that I didn't get around to reading this when it was picked last year. I was genuinely quite upset about this. I believe this was a birthday book from last year, so oh wow, I'm so excited. I've heard so many great things about this one. This is always recommended on the queer recommendation fantasy list, so this should be really good. I really hope I get around to reading it. I will be very, very upset if I don't pick it. I do have a rule that the first book I read in the month is a book that I have picked previously, so that means that this will be the first book I read in March, so that I get around to it, to try and avoid things getting like repeatedly picked far too many times and then not getting around to it. So hopefully that will work in this one's favour this time. We have 2 jars left to go, so we're going to do the backlist next. The backlist is very full, so we need to make some good work on this one. Very tricky to pick from, but again, I'm going to try and go for a deep pick. So this is anything that's 3 years or more on my TBR. So many good things in here I want to read. Oh god, there's definitely going to be Collateral. Can I pull that out without dropping that? Stay in. It's like the claw game. Alright. What is it? Can you read it? What's it gonna be? Is this? This is Where the World Ends. The book does not come to mind first. Oh, what book is that? This is Where the World Ends. This is Where the World Ends. I love picking books from my TBR backlist and I can't remember what the book is. This is Where the World Ends. Sounds like fantasy. This is Where the World Ends. Oh my god. Is my brain shutting down? Is it a contemporary? I'm looking at you, contemporaries. Yes, it is. Aha. Aha, indeed. I think it might be Australian. But no, maybe? No, American. I can't remember where this is the book. This is Where the World Ends. Yes, I'm not surprised I couldn't remember what that one is. I can't even remember why I've got this on my TBR. This feels like a very random thing for me to have. However, apparently I've had this on my TBR for a long time. Shall we find out how long it's been on the TBR? I think that sounds like a fun game. I have a feeling that it came in some sort of book box, like the YA Chronicles. That sounds about right. So let's have a look. 2016. This book has been on my TBR for a whopping 6 years. I didn't think I've owned this for six years and I can't even remember what the book is. I'm so sorry, Amy Chang. I will try to do better. I haven't heard anything about this book for a long time. It's obviously no longer a new release. But let's see, what's it about? We've got two characters who are best friends. Someone's shy, someone's outgoing, someone loves music, someone loves art. And it's a perfect friendship as long as no one finds out about it. That's the tagline. How intriguing. I think this is going to be quite dark in some respects. I'm quite excited to read this purely because I'd forgotten about it and because it's been on my TBR for so long. Like, that's an outrageous amount of time. Definitely I'm due to read this one. Well overdue. Right, that brings us to the last pick, which is the challenges jar. So I've now got 5 books plus the one that I can't find. So there's about 5 challenges in here. I don't know, I can't remember, even though I make up the rules here. And I'm really hoping for the reread challenge to come out because I really want to do a Tiger's Curse or a Throne of Glass. As long as it's not the Kindle one again, because that would just be a bit rude. Okay, we'll be quick about it. What is it? Rita, is that a Rita Snyder? That's Rita Snyder. Okay, that's as good. I'll settle for that. I feel like everyone's waiting for me to pick out the reread so I can continue the Throne of Glass, but Rita Snyder is still exciting. Now, I think this is one of a few, like the only challenge in that challenge jar where I actually get to pick the book myself. Now, Maria V. Snyder is a great love of my life, and I do love her books, but I haven't read Poison Study for so many years. Do I reread Poison Study? Oh, Poison Study, reveal yourself. This is the real downside to rearranging your books, guys. I just have no idea where anything is. Okay, I found it. After a long, extensive look, I am going to reread Poison Study because first and foremost, I really want to finish this series before I go on to her other stuff. Let me look up when I read this. I read this in 2015, so it's been 7 years since I read this book. So I think a reread is definitely in order before I try and continue this. I am so excited at the prospect of rereading this because it's such an old favourite of mine that's really going to be nostalgic and bring me back to my high school years. I hope I love it as much. I do have the next book in this series, so I can continue it. Gosh, this book is so old, but I am very excited to dive into this and revisit this story. That's very exciting, and it will be the first reread I've done in a long time. Right, so that brings me to the end of my March TBR jar game. I'm so excited with these books. This is a really great selection, and of course the Guernsey and Literary Potato Peel Pie Society book as well. I am so excited that there's a Colleen Houck on here and a Maria V. Snyder. This is like a powerhouse collection of books. And I'm really excited to read Malice. I'm so curious about the This Is Where the World Ends books that I forgot about. I'm so excited to read the non-fiction book and dive in with that one. So there's just lots of great choices all around for me in March. I'm gonna have a great reading month. So let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of these or if you're planning to. And other than that, I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.
Alla gloria militar